The following has been developed by state and provincial agencies in association with the Agency for Instructional Technology. Together, serving education.
Come on, you guys. Think.
I am thinking about this lemonade.
You're supposed to be thinking about what we'll sell at the festival.
What else do you sell at a hot dog stand?
We have to decide on how many hot dogs we should buy.
So start helping, Shawn.
I heard Mr. Anderson say he's expecting 500 people to come through the festival.
Then let's buy 500 hot dogs, 500 rolls, 500 of everything we need.
That's crazy. You can't expect all 500 people to buy our stuff when there'll be at least 3 other food stands.
Okay, then let's buy 450 of everything we need.
Shawn!
Why are you guys making such a big deal about this?
Because we don't want to spend more money than we need to.
We don't want to have a lot of food left over either.
But how can we figure it out? There's no way to tell how many hot dogs we'll sell.
Shawn has a good question. When you're working on a food stand at a festival, there's no way to know exactly how much food you'll need. Now, that's a good time to use your estimation skills when you don't need or you can't find an exact answer.
I think we should try to make an estimate of the number of people each of us told about our booth.
How's that going to help?
We just estimate the number of people each of us told, add them all up, at least we'll have some idea.
Okay, you go first.
I know I told my Sunday school class that's 19 people, so I'll round that up to 20. That's 2 tens. And my mom and dad, my brothers and cousins want to buy some. That's about another 9 or 10. So that makes 30 people, I told.
And I told my Girl Scout troop that's about 22 people.
Round it down to 20.
Okay, and I know my whole family and my aunt and cousins are going to buy from us, so that's at least another 9. And
I think you should round it up to 10.
I was going to. So if I add 10 people to 20 people, I get 30 people too.
And I must have told at least, about...
Be serious, Shawn.
I am. I think I told about, maybe,
Estimate!
between 25 and 30 people, okay?
Well,
Well, what?
Aren't you going to come up with a rounded number?
Oh, better round it up to 30.
finally.
Hey, each of us estimates that we told 30 people, and 30 times 3 is 90.
Now we're getting somewhere. At least we have some numbers to work with.
If you have to make a decision, but you can't get all the facts, the kids couldn't possibly figure out the exact number of hot dogs they would sell, then you might try estimating. Malik thought of a neat way to make the numbers easier to work with. He said,
I know I told my Sunday school class that's 19 people, so I'll round it up to 20.
by using numbers they had rounded to the nearest 10, the kids made their task a lot easier. All they had to keep track of was tens. Can you imagine what would have happened if they'd had to work with numbers like
19 plus 9 plus 9 is...
22 plus 9 plus 7 is...
You should remember that it's much easier to round numbers to multiples of 10. In fact, you'll find that rounding to multiples of 10 is a natural companion to estimating. Now let's see how many hot dogs the kids decided to buy.
So we estimate that at least 90 people should buy our hot dogs.
Then let's buy 90 hot dogs.
No, that's not enough. What if somebody wants 2?
We still don't know for sure. But how about buying 180? That's double the 90 we're sure of.
180? Why not round that up to 200?
Okay, but what if we have any leftovers?
We can donate them to my stomach.
As a TV scriptwriter, I use estimation skills in 3 ways. First of all, when I'm asked to write a script, I'm generally told to write a 10-minute or a 20-minute or maybe an hour-long program, and I have to estimate how long the script is so that it comes out to be the finished length of 10 minutes or 20 minutes or a half hour or whatever. The other way that I use estimation is that there's generally an overall budget, an amount of money that's going to be spent on the show, and I have to estimate how much it will cost to produce the shots and the sound effects and things that I'm calling for. And the other way that I have to estimate is when people ask me to do a job, they need me to estimate how many days of my time is going to take to do that, so they know how much time to allow for the scripting and also how much it will cost to script the production.
Well, this section here, we thought it was going to take 25 seconds, but it's going to take a lot longer. And since we wanted to make this script 10 minutes, I think we're going to have to chop some of it out. You think you can make it shorter?
Yeah, what do you want the final time to be?
Well, it's about 25. You can make it about 18, 17 or 18.
Okay, I'll try and tighten it up.
Okay. See you later.
All right.
Well, basically producing is all estimating. You have to estimate how much something is going to cost, how long it's going to take to shoot, how many people you're going to need to shoot it, how long it's going to take to edit the final product together. It's a big estimation game. Well, you have to be fairly exact. You have to get sort of a ballpark kind of figure. You have to know within a certain limitation how much you're going to spend and how long it would take to do something. It's basically you estimate from experience. You can't just do it just stepping into it and not knowing what the parameters are.
There once was a conceited cowboy named Big Head, whose cows were spread over 3 ranches, the Lazy Circle, the Crooked T, and the Double X. The reason Big Head was so conceited was because he thought he was very good at estimating how many cows he had.
I'm a cowboy, so one thing I do know how to do is how to round up cows and how to round them down. I just follow the rule. If the last number is 5 or more, I round up. If it's less than 5, I round down. That's why I'm the best estimator in the West.
The trouble was, Big Head never stopped to think about the situation before he estimated numbers. He just blindly followed the rule. And this was fine until one day, some cattle rustlers stole all his cows and corralled them on the other side of the gulch, which was exactly 50 meters wide. Luckily, Big Head had some lasso ropes with him. One 22 meters long, one 11 meters long, and one 16 meters long. If he tied them all together, would there be enough rope to span the gulch?
Well, I'll just estimate how much that comes to. Round down 22 to 20, and 11 to 10, and round up 16 to 20. 20 plus 10 plus 20 equals 50 meters of rope. Just right.
If only Big Head had stopped to think about the situation. He needed at least 50 meters of rope. To be on the safe side, he should have rounded all the numbers down, which would have warned him that he didn't have enough rope, because the actual amount he had was 22 plus 11 plus 16, which equals 49, 1 meter too short. When Big Head got to the other side of the gulch, he was lucky again, because he found a raft which was able to carry exactly 60 cows. But did he have too many cows?
I'll estimate how many cows I've got altogether. I have 19 from Lazy Circle, 28 from the Crooked T, and 14 from Double X. Round up 19 to 20, 28 to 30, and round down 14 to 10. That's 20 plus 30 plus 10. 60 cows, just right.
Once again, if only Big Head had stopped to think. This time he needed to be sure that he didn't have more than 60 cows. To be on the safe side, he should have rounded all the numbers up, which would have warned him that he had too many cows, because the actual amount he had was 19 plus 28 plus 14, which comes to a total of 61. 1 cow too many, Big Brother.
Just as with any skill, you get better at estimation the more you do it. Remember when the kids estimated based on how many people they each told about their hot dog stand? That was a realistic estimate. But you want to be flexible. You have to decide when it's best to round up and when it's best to round down, based on your situation. As the kids are about to find out, you can get into a real jam if you round up when you should have rounded down.
Okay, good. Thanks a lot, Mr. Crandall. We won't let you down. See you tomorrow. He said we could plan the whole bike trip.
All right.
That's great.
But he needs a rough idea on what time we'll have to leave.
That's easy. We can figure that out by tonight.
He needs a quick estimate in a half hour.
A half hour? We better get busy.
He said he'd look over our plans tomorrow, and the only thing he's concerned about is making it to Pine Run Park by sunset.
How many hours will it take to get there?
Depends on a lot of things. The weather, the number of steep hills we have to pedal up, how much traffic there is.
The number of flat tires we have to stop and fix.
Sounds like the best we can do is come up with a good estimate. But that shouldn't be too hard. We've been riding together for over a year and a half.
Okay, finished. Look, I've outlined our route so we won't get lost.
How far is it from the community center to Pine Run Park?
It's not a straight route, so we'll have to figure it out in sections. The center's up there, and here's the high school. This number here means that there are 12 kilometers between the two places.
Oh, so this number means that there are 17 kilometers between the high school and, what's that, Route 46?
Right.
Hey, we better get to work on that estimate.
Okay. I'll read off the sections of the map, and you guys round them up or down.
To the nearest multiple of 10.
Right. First section is 12.
Round that down to 10.
Next is 17.
Round that up to 20.
Here's a section that's 23 kilometers.
23 kilometers? Wow. I guess we should round that down to 20.
And then two small sections. One is 8 kilometers.
Round that up to 10.
And the other short section is already a neat 10 kilometers.
So we have 1 10, plus 2 more 10s, plus 2 10s, plus 2 more 10s, which gives us 70. That means we should have about 70 kilometers to ride from the center to the park in one day.
We usually ride about 13 kilometers an hour.
Why don't we say we can pedal 15 kilometers an hour?
What?
That way it'll only take us 4 or 5 hours to get there.
Yeah, if we did 15 kilometers instead of 13, we won't have to leave until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We can sleep late.
Wait, I think it's a mistake to overestimate how far we can pedal in an hour.
Come on, Cheri, you can do it. You're one of the best riders in the club.
Yeah, but suppose we start riding and find out the pace is too hard. Think of what could happen if we don't leave early enough. In the first hour, we might be able to keep up the pace of 15 kilometers per hour. But in the second hour, we might find out the course is tougher than we thought, so we slow down. But if we plan to make the trip at a rate of 15 kilometers an hour, Mr. Crandall's going to expect us to do it. We could end up riding along the highway at night, and that could be dangerous. See what I mean?
Can you think about what would happen if the kids overestimated how far they could ride at an hour and then found they couldn't do it? Since Cheri, Shawn, and Malik planned the trip, the other club members and Mr. Crandall wouldn't be too happy. But what's worse is they would become further behind schedule every hour. Makes you want to think twice about when to round up and when to round down.
If we set a goal of 15 kilometers an hour, but only travel 13, then we'll be 2 kilometers behind schedule every hour.
So after 2 hours, we're 4 kilometers behind schedule.
Exactly. And if we give that kind of plan to Mr. Crandall, he'll see right away that we've made a mistake.
So what should we do?
I think we should round our speed down to 10 kilometers an hour.
But we know we can do 13.
That's exactly the point. If we estimate based on something we know is realistic, it's safer than trying to estimate based on something we're not sure about.
You know what, Malik?
Yeah, she's right.
You can hold the applause. But first, let's figure out what time we have to leave, since we know it'll take us 7 hours to get there.
MathWorks is a component of the Mathematics for the 80s project and is supported in part by Exxon Education Foundation. This program is produced by Future Positive Systems under the supervision of the Agency for Instructional Technology.